Okay.
Yo, my sovereigns, what up? This is Boba Fett, uncensored on the internet. So, for those of you who have been following my podcast, you would have noticed for a little week in the middle between some episodes, I was spending some time at the Hive stand at Talentland 2025 here in Guadalajara in Mexico, and working with some pretty amazing people on the Hive stand. And one of those people is the gentleman who you see here now on your screen. On the Hive blockchain goes by Manuphotos, and for simplicity, and we met, introduced ourselves. You introduced yourself to me as Manu, so if that's okay with you, we'll continue with that through the interview.
Yeah, everyone calls me Manu, so don't worry.
Excellent. Terrific. Yeah, one of the things that really highlighted for me during the whole Hive conference was, even though I've been around on the blockchain since the beginning, I've kind of specialized within a certain area, predominantly Splinterlands, video content, a little bit of philosophical postings about random stuff. But I was amazed at how much I did not know about Hive until I met you guys. And it was like the projects that you're doing, Voltec with was it V4? I can't remember, V4V?
BSC.
BSC. And you have you have an app as well that does conversions?
Yeah, Hive P2P.
Yeah.
Hive P2P that's for P2P transactions for high and HBD. Into fiat or any product or services, almost anything in the world.
If that sounds pretty interesting to you, we'll delve into that a little bit, and there will be links. Anything that we discuss that might be new for you, there will be links in the blog section of this video. And you also run Hive Cuba as well, is that correct?
Yeah, I'm the founder of Hive Cuba, right along with Eddie that helped me a lot, Eddie Espino from Aliento that helped me a lot at that time. And yeah, right now we're trying to make the community to grow here, but also the use of HBD in the country.
Right.
That's basically the that we have.
How many of the guys that were there had you met before at Hive?
How many of what?
How many of the guys there at the expo had you met before?
Both Starker, Eddie, Jesa. Let's see. Yeah, that's it. Because the other also don't remember his name right now, but there was another person that I met there that I already met in person. But the other guys only on Hive, Twitter. First time I met them.
All right. Yeah, the only person I'd met previously was Eco Instant. I actually stayed a couple of weeks at his farm up in Líbano in Colombia, but I had previously had conversations on Discord with Starkers, with Eddie, with Voltec. Everyone else was brand new for me.
His master. I know him from previous, from the Hive Fest on Rosarito, and also the previous Talentland in 2024.
Okay, all right. So I guess to start off with, what would you like to delve into first? A little bit about, obviously you want to promote Hive Cuba. Again, there'll be links in the blog, but I'm personally quite interested to hear more, because you'll agree it was a really, really busy time. I never really got to ask you a lot of questions about your project, and it did sound fascinating. When we were all at lunch that day, and Eco was passing the phone around, like, how are you going to pay for your lunch? And everyone was talking these things. That was the first that I'd ever heard.
Yeah.
So, yeah, would you like to go into some detail on that, and some information about how people can access it, and maybe even some contact details to reach out if they want more info? Yes.
I currently work for the BSC network, and also Hive Kitchen. Besides that, Hive P2P is my main focus outside of those two jobs, because it's the perfect moment for us to explore more ways to exchange Hive and HBD in Cuba. I will let you know why later on, because as you said, we didn't have much time to talk about it during the hype, the talent lamp. And also the high Cuba community. I want the community to grow more, and with that will come more businesses accepting HBD, more startups that will come out of the community. Like High P2P, for example, is one of the startups, but also High P2P is just to let's just get into it. High P2P is a peer-to-peer system that is just an escrow that people can use to trade HBD for fiat in any in any let's say currency in any part of the world. You just have to make an offer, and we just need someone else to match that offer. That's it. That's the only thing we need. Currently, it's only accessible from a Telegram bot, because since the community is all on Telegram, we make a first asset bot so we can make an MVP, so we can test it, so we can see if there is a market for it, so if people will use it. Because we already have another ways to exchange high HBD in Cuba, but uh, right now we are seeing that people are swapping over 1,000 HBD a month just in Cuba, just from the Cuban market. That's very small compared to the whole high. And from that, and from the fact that Telegram will soon probably ban us from Telegram as a service, because we are not promoting the Tom blockchain. That's something that they are asking for now for every mini ad that I see on Telegram. And because of that, we are making right now a dApp for High that you can be able to access it from Kitchen, from your Kitchen app browser, or we are also making it a web app so you can in your app, use it in your phone as an app without having to go through the App Store or Android Store. So we don't have the issue that these companies used to have with any crypto-related apps. And I tell you this because we had that with High Kitchen. You see, in iOS, Kitchen doesn't have swaps, or doesn't show you any gains in the ecosystem tab, just because of the App Store doesn't allow it. So before we get to those problems, we are just not going to go to it and just make it a web app for everyone to use it from any phone. And yeah, right now we are focusing on finish the development of the dApp that will come with a lot of more features that we can do on the Telegram bot. That will be a market for stores and businesses selling products and services for HBD. There will also be a swap that will come a little more in more time in the future. But for now, I just can tell you that we will have less fees than some exchanges that people usually use to trade High or HBD to another coin, let's say Bitcoin Lightning, Litecoin, others. Because we're trying to make it with any coins that are fast as HBD and Hive. Um, yeah, besides that, yeah, that's my baby right now. That's what I'm trying to do. We're currently migrating the database to Mongo, and after that, that will be finished tomorrow. I think tomorrow or 1 or 2 days after this. And after that, we just have to connect everything, and we will be set to go, so people can start using it, and people don't have to use it from community, because that's something that we have on the Telegram app. We have some communities because you have to have a channel to see all the offers on Telegram, and we make a specific channel for each country. So let's say for Venezuela, for Brazil, for global offers like PayPal, for example, or a bank transfer, something like that. Uh, that won't insist on the dApp. You should post your offers with anything, and you should people that want to trade higher HBD just filter the offers to the coin, let's say euros or Mexican pesos, Cuban pesos, anything dollars, US dollar. And the only thing that would be set in stone is that you have to made the trade from on or onto high or HBD. That's it. In any pair that you create any offer, there has to be high or HBD in um, one of the size. That's the only limit that we are putting, because even right now we don't have any fees at all. People are trading high in HBD without fees. So if you get 100 USD in cash, because you can even do cash with this for 100 HBD, we won't charge anything. Thanks to how the high power delegation works on high.
P2P networks, I guess it's something a lot of people in this space would be very familiar with. At the beginning, a lot of cryptocurrency trading was all done through P2P secret channels on secret networks,
And we will
meetups.
enter there because of KYC.
Yeah, we used to, in Melbourne even, there were meetups. You'd go to the meetup. Some people have got cash and they want to buy some Bitcoin. Some people want to sell Bitcoin and it's cash. And it was like a coffee shop sort of meetup. It was a different place every week. That seems to have dropped off a little bit, or I've fallen out of the loop, one of the two. But yeah, P2P trading, even Splinterlands, the game, when it first started, there was no market.
Yeah,
So
you need to have P2P, yeah.
exactly, and Discord was the thing. And there were people who rose to a position of prominence purely through reputation as an intermediary. So say, for example, you want to buy one of my cards. You don't know me, I don't know you. So I would send my card to this known person. You would send your money to this known person. And then once both were received, then the transaction will be completed. Do you have something similar like that, or do you have a white list of this person's trusted, this person is known?
So for that, we have kind of like a reputation systems for everyone at the offer. Because when you see an offer, you will be able to see also the reputation of that person, of the creator of the offer on high. You will be able to see the volume that that person has traded on high P2P and the amount of offer. And we are also adding into that reputation system just for the users on the DApp. So after you finish an offer, you can rate that person from a scale to 1 to 5 or something similar, or from stars, something like that. So if you have let's say a bad experience, you rate it badly, and other people will know about it. So that would be good to have. At this moment, there is only one thing that I'm worried about, and I don't think we are there yet, because for that we will need more, like a lot more volume, and it's the scalability that we will need, because many of the stores, at least for Cuba, many of the stores happens manually. We only make let's say automatically we only handle high and HBD. We want to handle other cryptocurrencies. That's easy, but for fiat, that's not easy to do, and you have to comply with a lot of banks policy, even more in Cuba, and even more in countries that doesn't have crypto, let's say, or that they aren't crypto friendly, or they doesn't have any legal way to do it. So that would be hard, and that's why the fiat parts has to be done manually. So both sides have to confirm that the one one of them send the money and the other receive it before the transaction is complete, and before the high P2P bot send release the funds. So that's the only thing that I'm worried about right now. There are other things that we can do about it, we will do. But first, we had to have the product out, test it again with the new DApp, and then start working on security on that side. We have waited, been waiting, developing this for quite a few months, just because we had to add a lot of security in the process on how to complete the transactions. the P2P offers, because these need a lot of security from our side, right? From the backend, from how to proceed with the funds, how to release it, everything needs to be quite secure for everyone to trust it. And yeah, that's something we are heavily focusing on.
And at the going back even further than the beginning, how did you get into this space initially? I mean, obviously, like you're the
Oh,
entrepreneur, you're an entrepreneur here, but some coding background. Like, how did you discover this ecosystem, and why did you decide this is worth investing in?
well, as I usually say that I'm a crazy guy that does a lot of things. I graduated from the as an engineer on science and computer science here in Cuba, but I'm also love photography. So I started doing that for some time. At one moment, I was posting on Instagram. I started during the COVID season. I started trying to, hey, let's just find a way to monetize my content, to monetize my pictures, and I started looking in a lot of stuff. And one of the stuff was Medium. Hey, maybe I can do some blogs about this. And from there, I started to see Hive because someone pointed out to me on Telegram, one engineer that I was following me on Telegram. He started talking about that, and that was my way. And he didn't know much about it at that moment, so I have a lot of questions that he wasn't able to answer. But I don't know how I found Eddie, and I started talking with him without knowing that he was one of the biggest creators of the Latin community on Hive. I'm the founder of Aliento, and he take an hour of his time to explain everything for me in a course. So after I used to have a channel on Telegram talking about cryptocurrencies and Medium, my basically my life. But at that moment, I was starting to research more on cryptocurrencies and how could that help me. And I was just posting about it on Medium, and then I just started posting on Hive. And from there, everyone following me started posting on Hive, and I went from talking from a variety of topics and to focus only on Hive. So we started the community, and that was the beginning of everything.
And it's a thing people talk about often about starting communities and where they live in local areas and cities, but not many people actually do it. There's a lot of talk about doing it, but when it comes to the crunch, very few people actually do it. What was your motivation?
Mm, Basically, I have a lot of time during those days, and I want to just focus on something that I like. And one of those things was posting my content. I have a lot of content. I was doing a lot of content daily because I even run or used to run, not right now, I used to run a photographer community with a lot of also models, all kind of people related to that world. And so we were creating a lot of content, and that was the start of everything. But from there, as a developer, I started to look more into how all the technical stuff. I even did a summary of the white paper focuses for regular users, and I tried to do another for developers, but I didn't finish it at that time because it was a lot. It was a lot. The documentation was kind of messing. I still kind of is, but that's something we need to improve. But definitely, I can think I can do it right now with all the knowledge that I had got. And but from there, it was like I was teaching people about something I like to use, and they have a lot of questions. And from there, I started a community that. So I kind of feel like I have kind of like a responsibility now to follow to match people's expectation, and I just went into it and never talked about anything else before.
And what's Cuba like generally as far as adoption of cryptocurrencies?
Well, I had to start saying that maybe many people that hear this, should not know this. The Cuban cryptocurrency, that is the Cuban peso, is doesn't it's only accepted in Cuba. So I cannot go to Mexico, US, any other country with Cuban pesos and pay for anything, or even go to a bank and exchange that, or for the local the local currency or anything. No, I can't. Or I can use my credit cards from Cuba. I cannot use it there. That's why I had to use Hive P2P in Mexico to trade my HBD for Mexican pesos with Eddie, so I can have pesos that I can spend there. And that was also why I had the debit card that I can fill with HBD and pay with any place there that set Apple Pay. And because of that, and because there is no other way that we can get paid from outside of the country, many people use cryptocurrencies for that. So many people are getting paid with cryptocurrencies for their job, like programmers, designer, community manager, people that work with any online services. They're doing that. Even for, I don't know, accepting currency in your business, because there is no other way for, let's say, tourists that came to your place can pay you, because he haven't got, I don't know, the time to exchange for Cuban pesos, and they need to pay it somehow. And that's actually one of the stories one business owner here in Cuba told me, that he started setting Bitcoin because of that, because some tourists came and they wanted to pay with their bank account or with their Visa, and they just can't use it here, because Visas or Mastercard from the US can be used here, and just they happens to have Bitcoin, and he said, "Okay, pay me with that." And he started to look into it, and now he's accepting HBD also. So that's many people use it, and I think many people use it for the right reason, for how Bitcoin cryptocurrencies were meant to exist. Uh, because I see that many people in the world use it just to save money, or yeah, just to save money. But this is how uh, actual money is being used in Cuba. They just use it because you don't have any other way to use your local currency. Just in Cuba, if you go outside, no, you can't. Just can't pay for anything. You have to take USD dollars with euros or the local currency of the country that you are going to go from Cuba before you get there. Otherwise, you're screwed.
This is
But there is
news
a
for
lot
me.
of yeah. I know there is new, because every time I spoke with someone outside of Cuba and I told this, people doesn't know. People doesn't know this. I don't know why. People doesn't know. So that's 2020 when the COVID arrived. The only There was a company, I don't remember the name right now, but there was a company that was doing the I don't know how to say this in English, but it's called the remesa. It's like when people from the US send money to their families here in Cuba, they do it to these companies so they can send the US dollars. But that company closed its door with Cuba at that point with COVID, so people started using Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies for that. So that's when the crypto boom in Cuba started. People started using, really. From there, a lot of startups have rise. Many still are working, and now seeing that there is one coin that is stable, that is decentralized, that is not being issued by any company, government, CEO, and is free to use, fearless and fast, for a country that his average salary is 20, $30. That's a lot. So we are trying to make a change with that here with HBD into the businesses and into people's life.
And the reverse of that. So because I mentioned to you, while I'm in Mexico, I intend to maximize the opportunity of being here to travel as much as possible around Central America and South America. because it's a long way from Australia. So I live in Mexico for a few years and travel to places. So when I do come to Cuba, which I mentioned when we were talking, it's going to be either late this year or early next year. I won't be able to use my credit cards in Cuba. That I had no, I had no idea about that.
That depends. If it is from US, no, you can.
Well,
The
they've
transaction
actually
will be.
issued in Australia, but Australia follows the lead of the US in many things. Australia's kind of the US's little lapdog.
Yeah,
So
but no, that won't be an issue because it's just for US banks.
okay, but
That won't
I
be an issue.
think
But also have in mind that you will only be able to use it in hotels and big fancy places that have terminals for that. But
yeah,
in the local places, even fancy local private restaurants, you might not be able to use it because they don't have the terminals for that.
yeah, it's the same deal here in Mexico. A lot of places I go to, so I'm used to having cash because a lot of places don't take it. So when I arrive, I guess I'm going to make sure I've got plenty of HBD in my account as a failsafe. And upon arriving, I guess you can introduce me to some people. I can pay them some HBD and get some Cuban
You
pesos
can
to
use
spend while I'm
IPP.
there.
You can use IPP for that.
Uh-huh.
And you can just go to the places that are set already HBD and pay with that too.
Yeah.
There is restaurant, there is a motel that you can stay with paying with HBD, and also for staying you can use just Airbnb. There is a lot of Airbnb now in Cuba. Thanks for it, because back in before 2020 there wasn't. But yeah, you can, as soon as you arrive, you can just trade HBD for Cuban pesos for anything that you need, even in cash.
And
Well, you will need.
is that across Cuba, or is this predominantly just in Havana at the moment? Or
Mostly in Havana at the moment, because most people from the community are located in Havana. But we have a lot of people also in the other province, but not there are, compared to Havana, it's not a lot. We have the second biggest community, I think, is Pinar del Rio, that is next to Havana, and the other is in Santiago, Cuba, that is in the east hemisphere of Cuba, hemisphere, the east part of Cuba. But mm, mostly people mostly enter Cuba from Havana, so you can spend a couple of days in Havana, make the trade, and then you can just go anywhere with your Cuban pesos. And yeah, I was going to tell you too that you can also trade with anyone in any moment, because you can make it online, but you don't have any credit cards from Cuba, and so you won't be able to. People won't be able to send you money. No, you need to do it in cash. Yeah,
okay, so that's something to be prepared for. And when you
but that's something I
arrived,
can definitely help you with.
I will lean on you heavily, brother, for some help. When you arrived in Guadalajara, then, so how did you get from the airport to the hotels where
Oh,
you guys were all
that's
staying?
that's a funny story. That's a funny story because I was prepared to pay with a visa. There is a service here in Cuba that is called Cuba Pay. That is basically a getaway for crypto that you can deposit any kind of crypto, including high and HBD. And there is a lot of services inside of it. There is a P2P. You can pay for your data, for mostly stuff that you need in Cuba. But also you can pay for a virtual debit card, the Visa virtual debit card that you can use in US, in Canada. But now I tested in Mexico, and it also works in Mexico, so I can charge that card with HBD. Uh, Basically, yeah, it is HBD because I deposit the HBD in CubaPay, and then I recharge my debit card, and I can use it anywhere that Apple Pay is accepted, or any place that Visa is accepted. So it was in Mexico, so I was going to pay with that for my Uber, but at that moment I thought that it wasn't working in Mexico, because when I was waiting at the airport, I was trying to buy something with Apple Pay. It didn't work, but that was because I had two Visa cards and I was using the one that doesn't have any money. But I thought it wasn't working because the company that issued those cards says that it only works on US and Canada.
Yeah.
At the end, it was globally where Visa is accepted, because they just I don't know, somehow made the trade from US dollars to pesos, Mexican pesos. And I found that the last 2 days that I was in Mexico, but I was able to use it from the beginning, but I wasn't. So I did pay for my trip, and then I just send the HBD later to him.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
My trip from the Airbnb to the airport, it was paid with HBD with this.
Amazing. Yeah.
Mm.
Have something I was going to say similar, but not really similar. When I arrived in Mexico, the first order I went to place on Amazon, I just used the regular Amazon site, and it pops up and it says, "Oh, we noticed you're in Mexico. Why don't you use Amazon Mexico?" Okay, so I used Amazon Mexico, paid for my order. About 5 minutes later, I get an email saying your account has been flagged for suspicious activity. Apparently, this is a very common thing. And I tried correspondence, I tried ringing them, tried emailing them, trying to sort this out. And I wanted all of this information, statements and all kinds of things, which I don't have. I'm traveling with a suitcase, right? I don't have anything beyond that is in boxes at my mum's place in Australia, because I don't have a residential address in Australia at the moment. And then I get this final email from them that says, your account has been banned, do not try and contact us. And it was a non-reply email to start with. And I was watching a TikTok video just the other day, and someone was saying, just buy the gift card visas, and it works. It's a way around that. Is there a way to top those up with HBD?
Yeah, there is, and I currently working in a way to do that. I don't know. I'm not gonna say from where, but it's something that I use daily on Hive, and I wanted to make it work there, so you can have that possibility. Right, from the way that you can use, from the way that you use HBD and anything else on Hive, from the same place. I'm trying to say it without saying it.
Yes.
So
Yes.
if you know it, don't say it, because
Mm-hmm.
I want it to be a surprise, and I'm working on it right now. So no promises, but I'm trying to make it happen. It's kind of like my main focus right now on this. But yeah, you can do it with this and with how I do it, but also you can do it with my way. You can do it with HBD and no KYC at all. You should have to have an email and a Telegram. That's it. Telegram account. That's it. That's the only thing that is required. Maybe also a verifiable phone. That's a phone number. That's it. Those three are the only requirements for a KYC. That's it. No other personal data. So for those, you can even use a fake Telegram profile, a fake Gmail account, or any email account, and even a fake phone number. So that won't matter. And with that, you can just create a CubaPay account, put some HBD there. It will automatically translate that to USD dollar with any cryptocurrency that you put there. It will automatically translate that to USD dollars. And with that, you can pay to create your Visa credit card, virtual credit card, and then charge it for any amount that you want. I think the limit is like 10,000 or from 2,000 to 10,000. I don't know. So you can even pay for flights or anything, uh, any place. The only thing is that I had the same issue with Amazon. I my first I bought something from Amazon. Everything was perfect. It arrives perfectly, and when I was to make another purchase, it sent me a red flag with my credit card. And they kind of like they need to make sure that it was my credit card, that I wasn't using someone else's credit card. I get that, but it was asking for a lot that I don't have because it is like a non-custodial credit card. It doesn't have like a legal representation of you, exactly your person. So you can, let's say for example, it was asking for a phone number from the US because it was the Amazon in the US. So you
Yeah.
had to need a US phone number for that. So I doesn't have that, so I stopped using Amazon. But I started using Timo and Chain, and you can pay with Apple Pay there, and you can link this Visa to your Apple Pay, and that way you are kind of like verified. So depending on the amount of money, you won't be being disturbed with these kind of issues.
Yeah. Yeah, it was interesting trying to deal with the customer service at Amazon. I use the crypto.com Visa card because it has I can just convert to
Yeah, but
fiat.
for that you have to go to Bitcoin first.
Well, just the card itself, the physical card, it has my name on the front and it has the card number on the back. And Amazon wanted a photo with the number and my name. So obviously I had to take two photos. And no, we wanted in one photo. I'm saying it's physically impossible. Like that's
Can I
the way
send
the
you a gift? Can I send you a gift when I'm sweeping, flipping the car? Maybe.
and also crypto.com don't issue statements either. I can download a CSV file, but they don't produce something with their letterhead. So I could not give Amazon anything they wanted. So yeah, I haven't used Amazon for over a year. Yeah.
And you need, for you, Amazon, Temu, any all these retailers, e-commerce sites, for you that's something that is common, that is just a daily routine, something that you do every month. For us, it's something that is new and that is only possible because of crypto. Cuba doesn't have Amazon. Our credit cards isn't accepted there. Not Temu, not anything of that. So for that, you had to use a debit card like this, using Amazon. You can put any of your the others of Cuba there. You can because Amazon doesn't deliver to Cuba. So you have to use a service that is called um, an online storage, something like that. It's called something like that. A place where you can use an address, a real address, and use it on Amazon. So Amazon would take the delivery there, all the packages that you just bought would take it there, and those people would just heavy all those packages, send their a photo to you saying what it has and the amount that you have to pay for you to get in Cuba. So
You know, everything that you've described with the Cuba situation, credit cards, foreign currencies, and so forth, reminds me of the saying that necessity is the mother of invention. And where most people see obstacles, entrepreneurs see opportunities. And you've definitely embraced that. And a big part of what you're doing is definitely the no KYC. That gets a lot of people's attention pretty quick in this space, no KYC. If someone that's listening that would like to support your project, would like more information to assist, what should they do?
well, first, if they want to know more, they just have to go to my profile. There is a lot of information there between all the posts that I have from about Haikiba and other stuff. There is a lot of information there. There is also some tutorials there, even a video where I show people how to use Hive P2P when I trade some Mexican pesos with Eddie. And if you want to support the project, you just have to delegate high power to highcuba.p2p. We started doing something that so people doesn't have to pay the fees. We started saying, hey, if you delegate 500 high power, you will get no fees at all. And when I told Starkest this, he was like, okay, if I delegate to you, I don't know, 50K high power, so 100 people won't have any fees. And I say, no, yeah, that's how it works. And that's what he did. He and Dan delegated some high power to the project, and that's why 100 people doesn't have to pay fees right now. And even if we get over 100 people, I will keep it without fees right now because I think we have enough at this moment to develop what we need. And after that, after we complete everything and have a good product to show, we should see how it goes. But for now, I want to keep it free to use with this, and I want that to keep it free to use for all the time being. I even want to make it decentralized, so because I know KYC is an issue for a lot of people, and it's a real issue in a lot of countries. So I want to make it in a way that the high blockchain can become the database of the high P2P, and people can just create their own front end, or they just clone our own front end. We can make it open source. We already made open source the Telegram bot. We haven't made open source the that because right now it's not finished, but we will definitely do that too at some point. And for that, we want to, besides our own database, we want to have Hive as our database. So in a case that we can maintain that, Hive, which is cover it.
Nice. And hey, good job, Starkers. What a guy, huh?
Yeah, also Eco Instant delegated to the project because he wants more people in Colombia to use in his community. So he's definitely he's definitely going to start using it soon. He even to show him, I even didn't offer it with him so I can show him the possibility. He was drinking water, and I said, okay, let me do a quick offer where I said 1 HBD for 1 glass of water that you have over there, and you will give it to me. And that was the whole transaction we completed. And I didn't take the glass of water from him, obviously, but it was a way to say, hey, you can do this with any product, with any service that you do. For example, there is someone in Cuba that is selling gift cards that you can use online on Spotify, Apple, I don't know, any place that has a gift card. So he said this gift card for HBD through a P2P offers on high P2P. So that's something that I want to take into a different part of high P2P. I want to build a section just for stores and businesses, so the P2P offers can maintain certain, let's say, focus on the cryptocurrencies and in the currencies of any country. But you can right now do it for anything right now. You can try anything for higher HBD right now if you have someone that match it up the same price.
And if someone's going to be capable of getting it up and running off the ground in Colombia, it would be Eco. He wouldn't tell you himself, but he is a bit of a celebrity in his town. We're walking around town, and we would someone stopping him to talk to him, and we stand and within 5 minutes there's a queue of people all waiting their turn to talk to Eco.
He has a lot of energy, man. He has a lot of energy, so he can convince anyone just with his energy.
Absolutely. And
I hope he can visit his town for 2 years because I know it would be huge for them.
if he can't, then I might go so far as to say it's impossible if he can't do it.
Yeah, but right now you should have to teach people about it. You should have to let them try. And if people listen to this want to try in their content, just give me a quick message and I will set everything to you, or make it just a quick tour or a demo or something. And yeah, I already did this for Venezuela and for Brazil. The thing there is that we had to compete with Binance, Binance P2P. A lot of people use it there. Uh, the good thing is that we already have HBD there, Binance done, and we don't have KYC and we don't have fees. So I'm hoping that could be a selling point for people to start using it.
I think it's a
It's
huge selling point. It's
yeah, but still, people usually stay with the things they know. I said again, KYC is a big it's a big thing in many countries, and if you don't do KYC, and you get caught on some countries, that could be bad for some
yeah,
people.
for
Yeah.
sure. And is there anything else, just as we start winding down, that you would like to talk about, that you would like to promote that I haven't asked you about or we haven't brought up so far?
Well, two things: BSC network and High Kitchen. I know High Kitchen, everyone knows it, but there is a lot coming out. We have multi-chains coming. We have a lot of features that will come this year. You can see it in the latest proposal that is already live, and we're already working on everything. I will give you kind of like exclusive here without mentioning about it, but I hope that we get that this year. Maybe not this year, but probably starting 2026, we will have it. I hope so. Yeah. Definitely BSC network. People have to keep an eye on it because there's a lot. Just having Bitcoin on a network that is fearless and fast, that's huge. That's
Yeah,
huge. And if you can use any wallet, your favorite one, it doesn't have to be High Kitchen. It can be MetaMask. It can be Tools Wallet. It can be any wallet that's EVM compatible. You can use it to trade or move or stake any kind of action that you can do with a token, but with any kind of token in a single place and with a single wallet, no matter which wallet. That's huge. That's huge, and that's something that BSC is bringing with his new DeFi app.
yeah. And does that include like soft wallets like Exodus and things like that, or are we talking like extension, like Chrome extension type wallets?
Say that again.
So just the wallets that you mentioned, that like MetaMask and so forth, they're
Hmm.
like Chrome extension sort of usable wallets. What about just general soft wallets like Exodus? I don't know if you've heard of Exodus before, or
I haven't.
Ledgers.
I think you will be able to use at some point because we are starting our first we have, but we also have BSC Lite accounts that you can just log in with your social, Google, Twitter. So you won't need any wallet. You can just use that, and it will be easy for those people that are not crypto expert, or they're just starting with crypto right now, and we're trying to make it really user friendly for everyone to use it like it was any bank app that they are used to have in their phone. So that's one thing. But getting back to the wallet, I introduced later, we will be trying to have more and more and more wallet supports besides the one that have AVM compatibility, because we will try to bring Solana and other chains.
Exciting.
Yeah, it would be huge. I think that it will be really huge, not just for Hive, for the whole crypto world.
Yeah. Well, I from our conversation we were talking, I know that you are a very busy person. You have a lot on your plate. I really appreciate the time that you've taken to come on,
No,
and
man, I appreciate the invitation, man.
I'm hoping that we'll put some energy out there, that there's someone watching this that just is looking for something to get involved with, a project they'd like to support, and that they reach out to you. Put those good vibes
Yeah,
out there.
yeah, definitely. If someone is interested in any of these, just give me a message, and I would be happy to help with anything.
All right. Again, thank you for your time.
No,
Um,
man, thank you.
it was an absolute pleasure meeting you, and we will meet again in Cuba.
Yeah, or Guatemala.
Well, Guatemala, yeah, that's on the cards. Definitely down to visit Buttcoins at Lake Atitlan. That's happening. Um, I have to do a trip to Peru. I'm thinking it will either be on the way to Peru or it'll be on the way back from Peru. But yeah, I've been talking to Buttcoins. Definitely want to check out his place there as well. I know so many people who stayed there. In fact, another friend of mine, he was actually visiting when the pandemic hit, and he was like literally stuck there for months. And that's shout outs to Neo. Yeah, thanks again, Manu. Absolute pleasure talking to you, and good luck with your project, and have a great week.
Thank you, man. I deserve just the same. I hope this podcast of yours gets to a lot of people. Thank you a lot for your invitation, man.
Thank you. See ya.
See you guys.